Okay, it's noon o'clock and I'm skidding in here just a few seconds late. So, hi everybody who's already here. Wow. Hi Dorothy, you sent me a message. I'll have to go look for that. Hi Barbara, CB, Cheshire Cat. Thanks for being here. Hi Terry. Terry, I don't envy your move, but I know it's going to be better in the end. So just do your best. I wish I was there to help you. Hi Dawn. Huh. I don't envy you, CB. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Joyce. Just reading the messages as I go down. I don't want to miss anything, you know. Why do you have to go take a test anyway? Did you get a ticket? Tell us the truth. Hi, Cat and Paste. All right, I think I got everybody. Ambient Landscapes, hi. I didn't get this mounted, but I went ahead and put it out anyway. Stop petting my peeves. I can't even tell you my peeves because the list is so long, I can't even remember them all. But today I'm going to do postage. Well, it's a long story, but how it started was I was going to do the scavenger hunt page on postage. So I went in search of my postage. Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Laverne. I just want the next week over. I hear you, Terry. I think you'll love it. So just keep in mind, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it. Anyway, so I went in search of postage. And that Dee Dee's video this morning could have been very valuable to me because I have it shoved in with a bunch of other ephemera. So I went looking. Well, then I found so much stuff. Hi, Judy. Robert's doing good. Yeah, he's doing okay. So then I started a clean out and I threw a bunch of stuff away. I hope I don't miss it. I haven't yet. Hi, Missy. But anyway, so that's what started this whole thing. So anyway, yeah, that's why I'm going to do postage because I have a lot of really cool stuff, postage related. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But before I do that, I'm going to show you. I got some happy mail from Starla, which I can't show you the envelope, but she did it in one of these clear bags. This was the envelope. So you could see what was inside, which was very cool. And I got a couple of smiley faces, which we bad. That would be me. We bad. We bad. And then it's a postcard. Oops, I should have, hang on. Let me see if I can, hang on. I'm doing a little alteration here. Hi, Linda. Give Tim a hug. I hope I'm not missing a bunch of people coming in. But it's got a dirty word on it, so I'm going to go ahead. Not that dirty words bother me, but it had this postcard in it that said, ask the universe for guidance, and then just go ahead and do whatever stupid blank you're going to do anyway, which is so perfect. That will find a home in the scavenger hunt, only I'll let the dirty word show. So did I say hi, Judy? Oh, who else has come in? Muffy. Only I'm going to call her Muggy from now on because that's what Dee Dee called her. Hi, Muggy. I threw out 4 boxes of blank. I too hope I won't miss it. Oh, well. Yeah, see, that's just it. It is brilliant advice, Terry, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. But thank you, Starla. I love the see-through envelope. That was very cool. Very, very cool. So, and it's got postage on it that I got to rip off. But, yeah. Hi, Christina. So that was my happy mail from Starla. Thank you. And then I went ahead this week and hit the buy button on my Amazon account. And I still don't know where those glass things came from. Did I say hi, Tina? Anyway, I don't, and I haven't looked to see if it went on my credit card. So I still don't know how those got to me. But then, not after long, after I told you guys about that whole thing, apparently that's a scam, you guys, where they, I don't know how they're getting into the Amazon accounts. I don't know. But anyway, where companies will send you something and then inside is like one of those gift tags. And it gives you a QR code that you can scan and then go search for who sent it or whatever. Well, I don't do QR codes. I'm at an age where that crap is not going to be happening in my life. So I may have saved myself a lot of heartache by not scanning the QR code. But just be aware that if you get stuff in the mail that you didn't order, it's a scam. And it gives them access to your Amazon account, your credit card, everything. Hi, Jeannie. So yeah, I didn't fall for it, but I got the free stuff unless it's on my credit card, which I haven't looked yet because I was going to order it anyway. But anyway, on with the story. So no QR codes here. Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. Hi, Butterroll. But anyway, a couple years ago, Dee Dee and I did that dubious documents. And Dee Dee said she thought she'd found another mystery that we could solve. And so the reason I hit my buy button on Amazon was I wanted to order the book. And I think that's a bookmark that Joanne sent me. But anyway, I wanted the book so Dee Dee and I could start working on this mystery. And I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I really do. But this is what got me to order the other junk sitting in my cart, which I was so excited about the book that I didn't even really look at what I had in my cart. I just put checkout and along came everything. So let me show you the junk that I bought that was sitting there waiting for my my final approval, because it wasn't just the 24-hour rule. By now we're at 168 hours because I hadn't been ordering anything for a while because I wasn't sure if I wanted it. But the first thing I got, okay, cat and paste, you need to get your butt on that lawnmower and head this way. One, it's beautiful. The weather here is so gorgeous. It's like spring, and my daffodils have little blooms on them, buds. They're not blooms yet, they're buds. And I thought the snow and the freezing temperatures and everything would kill them, but they did not. So I looked out this morning and there's little buds on my daffodils. So we are definitely getting into spring. And I can't tell you how absolutely thrilled I am. So cat and paste, you have no excuse for not getting your worthless butt on that lawnmower and heading this way, because look at all these googly eyes that we can take to Walmart with us. Googly eyes. I'm going down that cereal aisle and I am going to put googly eyes on the Fruit Loops Toucan guy, Captain Crunch, Tony the Tiger. All those guys are going to have googly eyes after I get done with them. Hi, Ruth. So, yeah, but isn't that, I'm really glad I ended up buying it. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. You're heading out to a snowman building contest? Well, your snowman can have googly eyes, cat and paste. And if you are actually participating, good luck. I want to see your ribbon. Yeah, so, but more than the googly eyes, which okay, now I'll fess up. I have googly eyes somewhere in this house. I know there are googly eyes, but I didn't want to go look for it. Kind of like the postage thing. Didn't want to go look for it. So I thought, they're cheap. I'll just get some new googly eyes from Amazon. So I got them. But you guys, I love this little container. I don't even care about the googly eyes. I just like the little organized, yummy container. Look at, you can order that from Amazon. Another thing I bought, which I absolutely needed, oh my God, I bought some rubber stamps of rulers. So now when you get happy mail, you'll get a ruler on it. How do you look in orange? You might get arrested at the grocery store, but you can always blame it on, well, orange is the new black, you know, or black is the new orange. I don't know. But look at Cheshire Cat. Cat, you are so awesome. I'm not participating. I hate snow. Reluctantly being dragged along. Oh, you'll have fun. But anyway, yeah, I bought this cool clear. Now, these measurements are not really accurate, but who cares? But mostly I think I wanted the numbers. So, yeah. Thank you. Look at Barbara Chicken Pot Pie. Never fails me. And then in the other real crap that you don't need comes I am a sucker for lettering stencils. So look at this. You get this whole big pack and you get 1/2 inch, 3/8, 3/4, and these are sans serif. 1 inch, and you get the caps, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. 2 inch. But look at them. Aren't they cool? I needed these like I need a hole in my head. And Dee Dee, I told you that I had been looking at them and that I don't need them and it's stupid, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I ordered them because I may or may not have taken these out of my cart, but who knows? Now I got them. So the universe must have wanted me to have them. So, and then I got thinking, what do you guys think? I am a huge sucker for lettering stencils. I just am. I'm not going to apologize. There's certain things that I love. I like postage stamps. I like lettering stencils. I like alcohol. Oh, God, if I get started, I'll be here the rest of the stream telling you this stuff that I love. But anyway, I got thinking, do I need to do a section in my swatch books of lettering stencils? You guys need to tell me, because Arlene told me I need to do a section in there for my embossing folders, which I only have like 5. You like letters too? They are. These are awesome because you get the caps, and this is the serif base. Yeah, you get all different sizes, caps, lowercase, symbols. Like there is no downside there. So, and I should have got out a sheet of, oh wait, I got a sheet of pink paper here. I'll just use it. There goes my paintbrush. Yeah, so you can see. And they're well made. I've already used them, so yeah. 1 inch, all caps, numbers. There's the lowercase and the symbols. Did I say hi, Belinda? I think I did. There's 2 inch. But they're all in this very organized little place, you know. And then for the caps, obviously, as you get bigger, it takes multiple stencils to do the alphabet. And here's another. These are the rounded corner sans serif. Same thing. And then there's an italic face. All the different sizes. Well, maybe not all the different sizes, but you get 3/8 and 1/2, which is what I use. More often than not, up to 1 inch. And then, yeah, so you get an entire italic and then some brush lettering. So you too can be fanatical and obsessive compulsive about lettering stencils. How many in the set? Look at the number on the last one. There's 35 in the whole set. So you get 35 stencils of nothing but awesome lettering. So, yeah, now we know our ABCs. There you go. Judy, you and Barbara Chicken Pot Pie need to get together and sing about that. You need to leave a link. I will. Anyway, yeah, those are, I'm not unhappy I bought them now. Okay, that, I guess, is how I feel, and I'm happy with the googly eyes and the ruler rubber stamp. So yeah, and before I think that's all I had to show. Oh no, my I haven't figured out how to get it round yet, but my neighbor came by and brought me a Valentine's that's Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but yeah, when I do, it'll be awesome. Robert came walking in with it. So isn't that cool? And it smells really good. I don't know how they get a smell in it, but I have to say it smells really, really good. Yeah. Yeah, and she's gonna, it's the neighbor that moved, just gently squeeze it. Okay, Terry, I'll try that. Yeah, she moved out of the huge house next door, and I miss her all the time. And she, of course, misses me. Who wouldn't? Um, but she doesn't live but like a little over a quarter mile away now. And she's going to come watch Survivor with me. Survivor premiere is February 25th for those of you who are Survivor freaks like me. Did you guys say whether or not I should be adding the alphabet to my swatch book? And that now we'll read some sarcasm, because I know we did Woody Allen. All right. It needs its own book. You think it needs its own book? Hi, Starla. I just showed your happy mail. Thank you. I love that see-through envelope. It was awesome. And surprisingly, it did not get mangled in the mail. So, yes, thank you so much, Starla. You know I love you. All right. All right. A man insists that he is whenever his significant other asks how he is feeling. All right. Almost, just about, not quite, virtually, nearly, for all practical purposes, whatever. You freaking blew it, so just man up and admit it. Alone, isolated, forsaken. For example, a Green Party politician during a U.S. election cycle. Alternative, a type of music that pretentious, hipper than now people like to say they listen to, completely oblivious to the fact that it has been labeled alternative by the same corporate machinery that makes all the other kinds of non-alternative music available for download on iTunes. Their pretentiousness is exacerbated by the fact that you can often catch these so-called cool people weeping while indulging in an MP3 of Wind Beneath My Wings when they think no one is looking. I love whoever wrote this. I love you. If you want to get married, come to my house. Okay? Hi, Keeks. Amateur, a beginner or aspirant in a given field, a non-professional as distinct from a practicing professional, except in the field of pornography, in which no such distinctions are necessary or even pertinent. So apparently there's no such thing as an amateur pornography person. Ambiguous. Either that gal in human resources who wears button downs and khakis all the time, or that guy in accounts payable who always has an ascot covering his Adam's apple. I love whoever wrote this. So there's your little bit of sarcasm for today. And I don't read ahead. So, well, I mean, I flipped through and read a bunch of them, but yeah. If you don't like sarcasm, my suggestion to you is you probably shouldn't come here. Just saying. And you may wonder why there is a box on my desk. When I was messing with the postage these last few days, this box had been laying in the kids' room, and it has a crack in it, and it's raw wood. And I thought, I bought it at Hobby Lobby, and I don't know if I bought it on sale or why I even had it, but I have it because I like wooden boxes. I like wooden boxes of all kinds. My favorite wooden box is a cigar box. But anyway, I ended up with this little box. And I thought, well, actually, it worked really well for organizing all that postage. I put little 3x5 dividers in it and then separated it out by year. And I'll show you that here in a minute. But anyway, I got thinking, hi, Sharon. I'm going to, hi, Rachel. I'm going to decorate this and start keeping my postage in it in my room. So I'm very excited about that. Oh, and another thing that I bought from Amazon is this silicone craft pad, and I like it. I like the color. I like everything. But brushing stuff off it, you guys, is a pain in the butt. Do you have any solutions for that? And I don't like the creases in it, but I'm thinking over time those creases will go away. So if you have suggestions, tell me. But I am going to decorate this box. But I thought before I started decorating it, hang on, I'm looking for something here. I want to stain it. So if any parts show through, hey, bossy butt, baby wipe it? You think so? You don't think the little hairs off the baby wipe will mess with it? And don't dare. Oh, yeah, I know, CB. I always use my cutting mat for my X-Acto. So I want to go ahead and stain this so it can be drying while I'm showing you the other stuff. And then I can decorate this. So that's why I'm kind of going to do this out of order. I got too much junk here, you guys. I really do. Lint roller. Oh, I don't need to be doing all that. Let me see if I've got a baby wipe here. I'll do it later. You need a lint roller. The tape one works wonderfully on that type of mat. Okay, Ruth. I do have one. I don't know where it is, but I can certainly find it. Well, that'll just send me now down another big old rabbit hole, and you guys will have to suffer for that too. But I'm going to stain this, I think. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is just Distress ink. And I think full strength is going to be too dark. Oh, my paintbrush went on the floor, so let's do this first. I did bring water in here too. I was planning ahead. Let's just see how dark the... Yeah, see, that's too dark. Because well, maybe not. Because my original thought was to paint it black so that the postage would really stand out. So, well, now that I've started this, I'll do the bottom full strength. What do you think? Is that too dark? Nobody's ever going to see the bottom, so I don't care. I mean, I'll see the bottom, but actually right there, I don't mind that dark. A little dark. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking so too. So I think I'll lighten it with some matte medium. And then it'll go ahead and seal it anyway. So yeah, we'll do that. I'll just do this bottom real quick, and then I'll mix some matte medium with it. Because I don't want the postage to get lost on it, you know? All right. And I have to do it in this order so it has a chance to dry before I... What if you wipe it off? Okay, CB's saying I like it dark. Well, let's see how dark that is. Let me see if I have a little toothpick here to stir it. Looks like different direction of grain state. It does, CB. Yeah, if it was all this color, I'd go with that. But any place there's a saw mark that goes against the grain, it's it really sucks it up. Wow, I put a lot in there. It may be dark, Dee Dee, just because I'm a harebrain. Let's see. Of course, I haven't gotten matte medium or anything on this. Oh, I don't mind that color. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. Looks like a nice wood color. Okay, we're good. We're good. We be good. And I don't have to be uber careful because most of this is going to be covered. I'm only doing this in case some areas show through. But you guys have another decision to make here in just a minute. And I'll tell you what that is. And I did think about rubbing it on, but I thought, well, hands dirty or paintbrush dirty? Let's go for paintbrush dirty. And I don't even necessarily care if it's even. But while I'm doing other stuff, this can be drawing and then I can work on it. See, you guys think I just go through life not thinking about things? I think a lot. But anyway, I'm excited to do that mystery with Dee Dee. All right, I'm going to. Excuse me. And you guys, last week when I was coughing after I did the magicals, that was the magicals. I ended up coughing for about 30 minutes to an hour after that stream was over. And then it was gone. And of course I cough. Everybody coughs here and there. But it had to be the magicals. It had to be. So my advice to you is if you're going to get out your magicals and play with them, you might want to use a mask. And we all have masks on hand because we didn't use them all up during COVID, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to try and not get this on the hinges and the latch, but we'll see how that works out. And I'd like not to get this on my sweatshirt. Oh, after I just said that, I just got it on there. Oh, well. I'd like to not get it on my sweatshirt because this was kind of a last minute idea. You guys can see okay? And I'll probably wait and do the inside later because I was thinking I have some black velvet. I might line the inside with black velvet. Because, yeah, why not? So this will be a fun little box full of postage. I do a lot of copying when using alcohol or boo-boo markers. Huh, I hadn't noticed that, Belinda. But now, since I bought those Cali Art ones, I hardly ever reach for the Ohuhu ones. I really like those Cali Art ones. They're a little bit brighter colors, I think, is why I like them so much. Staying away from this latch is going to be a chore, but we're not going to worry about it really that much. It's not like I'm going to sell it or put valuables in. Well, valuables, postage stamps, of course, are very valuable. It is drawing quick, which is awesome. Sucking that matte medium right up. Oh well. I'll scratch it off there. I'll get around that latch again. The bottom's already dry enough that I can touch it, so I got to get this where I can see it, you know? Oh, I'm flicking little beads of this stuff onto that silicone mat. I don't know if matte medium is going to come off it. I thought it was a good idea, but now I'm wondering if it was a good idea. I like silicone baking mats. Not that I bake a whole lot anymore, but I do like them. I just wish I would have gotten the Ranger or the original Ranger craft mat. For me, that works really, really good. But here we are. It gave me something to whine about, so there's always that. I actually like the color of this. I want that little crease done well because I won't put any stamps in there, I don't think. I'm really not sure how I'm going to do this, but here we are. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let me go ahead and just use the rest of this matte medium, excuse me, on the edges. And I guess I need to decide right now if I'm going to line this or just leave it wood. Probably should just leave it wood. Don't complicate it more than it has to be, right? Right. But yeah, this is drying really quick, so it's all good. And any goof ups, I'm going to be covering up with postage, so it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. I have a cool little postage box. So what else went on this week? Been staying away from the news and the TV, which is good. Not that there's anything going on. I really do hope they recover or bring Nancy Guthrie home safe. But I will say, I think this 24/7 news coverage, when you think of the number of kids and people who go missing all the time in this country, I think it's a little excessive, but call me crazy. But I know people love true crime stuff. So, you know, on one hand, I get it. And on the other hand, I'm just like, okay, enough. Is there nothing else going on in the world? So there's that. Other than that, what else have I been doing? Hang on, I'll check chat in just a second. It is drying so quick that I want to get brush marks and stuff out while I still can. See, I think it looks great just stained too, Dee Dee. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But by the time it sits for a little while, if I decide I'm going to glue stuff on it, we'll do a preview before we make the ultimate decision. And I've had this little box for the longest time. I don't know when I bought it. I don't know why I bought it. I don't know if I had an idea when I bought it. Yeah, that's what you get when you impulse shop. Or I bought it with a purpose in mind and then changed my mind. That could have happened very easily. I'm going to have to make a little bit more stain, it looks like. I was hoping I'd have enough, but I don't know if I am. And Dee Dee's new chair was awesome. All right, I'm going to have to make just a little bit more. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Karen. Anybody who's come in while I've been painting and not paying any attention. I'm making myself a cool little postage box. And that's going to be more than enough to finish. So, hi, April. Thanks for coming, you guys. I truly, truly appreciate it. Oh, and I should show you, I think I did do a page or two in Scabby this last week. I'm trying to think. Well, it was working in Scabby that got me looking at Postage. Oh, and what was it? Ink Pulp. She was a new person here last week, and she said that she was doing the Scabby and she needed some fib art, and somebody suggested that I do her a letter, a decorated letter. So I did get that done. If you're watching Ink Pulp, I did get that done. And then I was looking for stuff to include in the envelope, you know, rather than just shove that one thing in. I wanted to send her some more stuff. And so it didn't get out in the mail until Saturday. So, yeah, I wanted to get it out sooner, but I didn't. So here we are. Your sister-in-law started her Scabby. Awesome. Well, at least she's got 3 or 4 of the prompts already done because I sent them to her. So she'll just have to figure out how to use them inventively. Yeah, I think I'm not going to put velvet on the inside of this box. I think it looks way cool. Just stained. So yeah, I am not unhappy at all with this. I think it looks way cool. Tammy. Okay, hang on. Dee Dee, keep that in mind and make sure I get it written down when I'm done here. I've only got 5 seconds. Tammy Peppernest. Yeah, don't forget to tell me if you finished the Scabby. All right, with the little bit that's left, I will just slap it here on this back side. Awesomeness. All right, I'm going to leave it open and lay it aside and let it dry. I won't need that water, I hope, anymore. I'm going to write her down. how many things you think I can do at once, Dee Dee? Man, I thought I was a nag. Well, I am, but I'm thinking Tammy Paper Nest. Okay. Hi. Thanks for coming. Let me get the little Scabby book out and find a place to put the, let me find a place to put the box to let it dry. Right over here will be fine. Okay. Now let's get Scabby out. Write down Tammy first so I don't forget. So you're number 15, Tammy. And Laverne only has just a few more. I haven't done that well, but that's okay. I'm not eligible for the prize. But don't think that I won't buy myself a prize, because I might. Okay, 15. Oops, that's the big one. Okay, Tammy, I would have no way of getting hold of you. Most of the other people I follow on Instagram or whatever. So, all right, Sharon, I'll get you written down. So if you want to email me, that's fine, or watch my stream right after the 1st of April. And if you win, then you'll have to be able to give me your email so I can get in touch with you. And Sharon Lombard. Congratulations, Sharon. Yay, you. Anybody else while I've got the list out? You won't win, no worries. Don't think like that. Okay. I watched a thing the other day. Thank you, Kat. I watched a thing the other day about manifesting good things in your life. And you can manifest good things just like you can manifest bad things. So rather than saying, oh, I won't win, say there's absolutely no reason I won't win, and I expect to hear from me on April 8th or whatever it is. I don't know what day it is, quite honestly, but yeah, manifest yourself winning, because you won't be unhappy with the prize, I promise. Yeah, don't forget the dot in my email. So let's see what I've done in here. Here's my list. Okay, this is going to be my postage page, so I'll leave that out in case I have time to work with it. Those are a couple ideas I have. And one thing I have added to my Scabby is I'm putting little circles with the numbers so I can tell you which prompts are on each of the pages. So I went ahead, and Terry Brett had sent me my decorated letter. So I went ahead and did a border around it. So that means I used Fib Art, which is cool. Thank you, Terry. I used 57 is Create a Border. 58 is Put a Bird on It. I didn't have to put a bird on it because Terry put a bird on it for me. And 88 is Decorate a Letter. So, yeah. Thanks, Terry. You helped me. Okay, and this is the page that I did early in the week. I did my wanted poster, which is a Willy Wonka golden ticket, which I believe it was Joyce Boring sent me. We have until April 1st. Hi, Sandy Peppers. Thanks for coming. So my wanted is the golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, because you get to go to the factory and then you get free chocolate for life. I know, right, Terry? You're a very clever girl. And so I think it was Joyce Boring was kind enough to send me the 2 Willy Wonka artworks, and I wanted to use them. And The golden ticket was kind of tricky because I wanted to use the mica gold on it. But then I had to recreate the type on it. And so, Dee Dee, you're not going to believe this. Thanks, Barb Clark. I, for the first time in, I can't even tell you, years, you guys, it has been years. I have a light table, and I think Dee Dee has one too, or maybe she gave it to Cameron, but I still have my light table. And I love my light table. This is a light table. I don't have it plugged in, so I can't turn it on for you. But it's just a table, and the light shines through here, so you can see whatever. Hi, Joyce. You can see whatever through it. So I was able to use the light table to show me where to recreate the lettering. So after all these years, my light, you have the flat one, you gave Cam the huge one. Yeah, I threw away my huge one. Well, I don't even think I moved it to Oklahoma, and then bought that flat one. And I loved using the light table again. I'm going to have to find more stuff so I can use my light table. So anyway, and then I used some of the chocolate ephemera out of the books that we bought. And this one has, let's see, create a tag. So I did 2 tags. And I think Barbara Chicken Pot Pie. I think she wrote this in somebody's chat. I got to see the candy before I get in the van. Use for diamond painting. That's a good idea, Laverne. Yeah. Not all who wonder are lost. Some are looking for chocolate. Candy is dandy. Actually, this was used in the Willy Wonka movie. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. And then I can't make everyone happy. I'm not chocolate. Yeah, I thought it was you, Barbara. So I did the tags. That was 23. The most wanted poster. 29 is a tip-in. 40 is Willy Wonka. And 52 is a pun or a joke. So I got all those 5 prompts on my wanted page. I don't like the wanted. I may end up painting that gold. So, but that's my wanted page with my Willy Wonka on it. And then, okay, this is another funny thing. While I was digging through all my stuff, looking for postage and everything, that got me into, like, that rabbit hole was deep. But I found a page of swatches that I had done years ago and shoved in there just because it was pretty. So I went ahead and used it for my swatch page, and I cut circles. So I haven't put the swatches on here, but, and who knows, I was thinking I might do some white Zentangling or something in the background just to make it more interesting. And then I didn't want to throw away the pages that I cut the circles out of, so I put that in there. You like the front of the tags? Those were, okay, this was some of the magical papers that I did last week. I just cut them out of that. So, yeah, so that was the swatches. And I just didn't want to throw those away, so I threw them in there. So I don't, other than swatching, I'm not sure. It is magicals, yeah. And then here's the other side of that. So I think I'll come up with a Zentangle or something to do in the background. Leave it black, but then I couldn't use it for my black and white page either because then, but anyway, yeah, those are works in progress. And that might be all. Oh, there's the rest of the magical paper. And that was from a week ago. I did the magical papers. I love this giant freaking paper clip. And that's it. That's all the rest I've got done. Oh, okay. There's a decorated letter that I might use. And this I found too. This is some more swatching when I got the Gansey Tambi watercolors. So yeah, I have some more swatches if I want. And then this I'm going to use. This I found in my stash of stuff that Bibs have sent me. I'm going to try and find another animal face that will fit on him to do my hybrid animal. And it's a postcard. And this is just some candy wrappers that I have. And I have an idea for this. I don't know if I'll do it. So you can see how trashed out this gets. And this is something out of the trash that I don't know. You want to see the passport journal again? Yeah, we've got some new people here who haven't seen it. So this little thing. I do like this. This may be my favorite Scabby project yet. The passport. Do I have to read it again, Dee Dee, or can I just flip through it? Because those of you that come here often, you probably don't want to. I would be okay with that, Devin, if next year I just put swatch alcohol markers, swatch colored pencils, swatch Crayola crayons, swatch fabric, whatever. Yeah. Okay, CB's saying read it again. Okay. This is a passport to Candyland, and I will end up sewing this. I will bind it. All right. First stop is Gumdrop Mountains. What a great first day in Candyland. Visited the Gumdrop Mountains and learned they are real, edible gumdrops with huge uniform hunks of white processed sugar. That's because Dee Dee made fun of my sugar. I thought it was all fake. You can just walk around and eat. I tasted strawberry, lemon, grape, orange, blueberry, bubblegum, and grapefruit gumdrops. A dream come true. I did land on Lose Your Turn, and I didn't even care because I just laid around and ate all the artificially dyed and flavored goodness. But I've got more adventures ahead. How did I get this lucky? Let's go. Next up, Peppermint Forest. Holy cow, the aroma of peppermint permeates everything. It actually became nauseating. That didn't prevent me from tasting everything. My breath was minty fresh all day. I met a funny little elf named Norman. There's Norman down there. Who was trying to make a stack of peppermint candy. It kept falling and almost crushed him. Scary stuff. After that, I played on a swing tied between two peppermint sticks. On my next turn, I landed on advanced 2 spaces, which put me in the lead. What a day. I brought a peppermint stick with me. I'll eat it later. I hope Norman is eligible for workers' compensation. I like the art. Gingerbread plum tree. I like his expression. Oh man, I don't feel so good. The plums were so plump and juicy, I ate way too many. But I have to say that I exercised extreme self-control by not turning them into weapons against my opponents. I hope I earned heaven points for that. Lots of them. I deserve them. And it wasn't just plums. The gingerbread twigs I ate were also delicious. I need to find some Pepto-Bismol. Now I wish I had thrown the plums and not eaten all of them. I'll try harder tomorrow. Burp. I wish I could work up a real burp right there. Lollipop Land. I didn't draw the lollipops. This is collage. Talk about a day of ups and downs. The Pepto-Bismol worked, so I was ready to gobble up some hardened sugar, corn syrupy goodness on a stick. I don't like to think of myself as short. I prefer concentrated awesomeness, but let's be real. I was too short to reach any of the colorful lollipops. The sticks were too slick to climb, and the grass was too long to walk through. The whole day was a complete bust, and some crappy, creepy dorks stole my lead. Even though it was very colorful, I have to say, I'm frustrated. I hope Dee Dee had a happy birthday. That's why Dee Dee wanted me to read it. I knew there was motive behind her madness. This is the peanut brittle house. The peanut brittle house looks like it has hives, all bumpy and itchy, but it was yummy. Yes, I chewed on it because being the cute little mousy mouse that I am, chewing holes in houses doesn't even bother me a little bit. It's what I do. I ate as much peanut brittle as my fat little belly could hold. I'm still trailing the dork, but I made a new bluebird friend who is going to poop on his head for me. Hey, all is fair in Candyland and more. March on, warriors. Yeah, he has a hive house. Molasses Swamp. What a freaking mess. You know, in real life, I literally look for food in trash piles, but crawling through molasses is way worse. I'm sticky, stinky, and I want to vomit. Molasses is a byproduct of refining sugar cane or beets. For your information, byproducts are nothing but toxic waste disguised as something useful. Don't fall for it. When you hear swamp, run. But I will say that the swamp creature was a happy, friendly, gooey guy who seemed comfortable in all the goo. Help me! Obviously, the toxic waste made him delusional. He's cute. King Candy's castle. I made it to the castle, and my passport is full. The castle is huge. It's colorful. The trees are made of cotton candy. There are piles of candy everywhere. Everyone is eating, and it feels like a party. I didn't arrive here first, probably because I spent too much time eating and whining, which proves that my priorities remain intact. If you get a chance to visit Candyland, forget your diet, put on your elastic waistband pants, and come eat sugar like there's no tomorrow. So, Mousy Mouse lost the game, but who cares? Who cares? What is her name? Oh, I picked Mud Pie Mouse as her name. So that's the passport. That was fun to do. I need a new story to write now, but I can't take on any more projects until the mystery of Midwinter is solved. That's it. You like it, CB? It's a fun little thing, isn't it? So yeah, I haven't counted how many of the prompts I have done. I'm not sure if I'm halfway done yet. Let's see real quick. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. I've got 38 done. So I'm not halfway done yet. And I'm not sure that I've marked everything off either. I need to do that. So, but I'm glad I decided to put the prompt numbers on the pages. It does make it a whole lot easier when I'm showing you guys. So, and I'll leave the postage one out. And we might work on that. So let me show you my postage stuff while my little box is drawing. I think if you've been around here long enough, you know that I'm basically a hoarder of everything. And that's okay. So some years back, and I don't remember the name and I didn't write it down. So thank you, Karen. So I can't remember, but I'd always been saving postage, and one of the fibs, and she's not around anymore, I'm pretty sure, found somebody's stamp collection book in her laundry room where they had like a space where they just put stuff, and if people wanted it, they could just take it. So she found this postage book and she spent the money and mailed it to me. And I have to say, I was thrilled, happy, just, yeah, I was just so happy. So this book started out as, and maybe I have the guy's name in here somewhere, but this was somebody else's stamp album that I ended up with. And so most of these stamps I did not collect. I mean, I've gone back in and added some for sure, but it's just a postage album. But like, look at this. This page is completely filled. And this is like from 1934 to 1939. So, so this book has been around for a long, long time. The book was falling apart, so I just went ahead and took it apart and put it in these page protectors. And I know that you shouldn't use these page protectors for anything valuable like photographs or anything like that. There's chemicals in it that deteriorate the ink. So, but I don't think there's any real value in any of these. So I just thought I'm just going to do it for my own enjoyment. But look at how many stamps this guy had collected. I mean, we're talking real stamp collector guy here. And most of them, I probably could go back and identify what's missing and probably find it on the internet. But, you know, how much money and time am I going to spend? I don't know. I'll save that for when I can't see anymore or something. I don't know. But to me, postage is just little amazing pieces of art. And I wish when I was young and went into graphic design that I had thought about looking into a government job in the postal development department. Wouldn't that be a great job to solicit art for different subjects, whatever, and then get to see it all and decide which is going to go out among the world for the whole world to see? I've thought that a million times. This might have been my ideal job. Now, maybe after a week, I would have hated it, but I don't know. But to me, it still seems like an ideal job. And then we get into the 70s and there's not as many, but all of these stamps should be, they should be available out in the world. Here's some from 1982 I got to put in. So anyway, as I was digging through all my junk and I found the postage that I had collected up, I thought, well, I probably ought to update my book. So that's what I spent the last couple days doing. I would have loved doing stampage, but I probably would have wanted to draw it rather than, hang on, Robert's looking for something. Hang on just a second. Okay, looking for keys. Anyway, so, and many of these stamps, we're up into the 70s and 80s now. Most of these I remember while they were out in circulation, you know. And then here, a lot of the stamps I had already collected was not included in the book. So I started doing my own pages. You could have worked in there, Philip. Wouldn't that be fun, Kat? I don't know. People would have pissed me off, though. So here we are. So, yeah, I've got a bunch. And I really love this. I love everything about it. And I do remember these stamps of singers. And a lot of the postage campaigns, like the singers, they go on for several years. So here's some more of the singers up here. And I didn't tell you guys, when I see some of these, it makes me think of when I was managing the warehouse in Denver. The Denver Post was one of our customers, and they did a giveaway or a contest where you had to send in like a entry blank out of the newspaper and mail it in, and then they would do drawings somehow. Well, crazily, I do have an Elvis. I'll show you the Elvis Presley. But anyway, I don't know why, but on the entry, they asked for personal information that could not get out. They couldn't just send these entry blanks to the dump because it had like social security number on it. It had your name, your address, your social security number, your birthday. It gave away your entire personal information. So their attorney said every one of those entry blanks has got to be shredded. Well, I had a shredder, and so we did a huge project. I mean, we didn't have time to do the huge project, but we did. We went over, and believe me, when we went over to do the pickup of these entries, it was like 2 offices jam-packed with boxes of entries, floor to ceiling. Hang on just a second. Anyway, so I noticed, and while we were doing it, anybody who had a spare minute had to be out in the warehouse shredding this material, because it was so much, and it was taking up so much room and so much manpower, and I probably should have just hired a bunch of temps in to do it. But I started noticing as we were throwing the entries, and we weren't necessarily even opening them, we were just throwing them in the shredder, right? That the postage was not canceled. It was like, holy crap, that's a lot of money we're shredding. So I told the warehouse people, I said, as you're throwing them in, if there's one that the postage has not been canceled, throw it into a different box. And now I wish I'd written down, but I ended up taking them home at night and ripping the postage off. And it seems to me like we had like over $900 in postage. And so what I did was I separated it into piles for each of us who worked in the office. And everybody got like over $100 in free postage just off of those entries. Isn't that crazy? Because that's what kind of cheapskate I am. It was I know it was $900. I can't remember. And I love these too, but you'll see that in a minute. Anyway, so a lot of these are pages now that I've created myself because yeah. And a lot of them have not been canceled because I probably bought them and just thought, oh, I want to keep that. So a lot of them have been through the post office, and many, many of them have not. Because if I had it, I just used it. Now the post office is going to come pick me up, huh? So you can't do that. That's against the law. But I figured if you don't cancel the postage, everything's fair in postal, mail, and war, right? So, yeah. So these pages I just did from 2009. This is what I've done the last 3 days, is separate out all my postage and put them on their own pages. Because I knew I had a bunch of postage that wasn't in here. So I just went ahead and did it. There's a canceled Elvis, but I'll show you a better one here in a minute. So, yeah. So these are the pages I've just finished laying out. And then here in the back, here's some more of the book, because they had it separated out really weirdly. I'm not sure I understand what they were doing, but I wish I had all the presidents of the United States. If I was going to do any collection, I probably would do that. Get the president pages filled in. And then this is just junk that I have. And then these are things that I've actually ordered from the Postal Service. The first date of issue, I have Marilyn Monroe. I have Bugs Bunny. I have Tweety and Sylvester and Daffy Duck. And I bought the first date of issue for Elvis. So you have the Marilyn page? Yeah. And then I love the comic strip ones too, but I don't think I ordered the first date of issue on that. And then I like the Sonora Desert stamps. So a lot of these I bought and just put in here. So there's quite a bit of money just wrapped up in stamps that I haven't, I've just chosen not to use. And then I did both of the Disney ones. I bought the first date of issue for John Wayne. And there's more Disney. So I've done a lot of these. And you know what? I forgot that I had the circus ones. I could have used those last year in the Scabby. And Batman, Jimi Hendrix. And then these I'm going to show you here in just a minute. That's Pecos Bill there. And then I have the whole sheet of Elvis. And Harry Potter, Disney villains, Paul Newman. Oh, I love these stamps, the railroad stamps. I love them. Andrew Wyeth. and Bugs Bunny. So those I've just collected up. But then, and I've had these for years and years, and I just thought, oh, I'm going to show them since we're talking about postage. Years ago, my sister contacted me. I don't know, I think I'm pretty sure I was living in Boulder at the time, and she was living in Denver. And she had started ordering. All right, hang on. It's a big old stack. It's heavy. So crazy runs in my family, apparently. Because my sister, and there's 2 of these books, but I only brought 1 down because these are honking books. Look at, that's how that's almost a 5-inch spine on this book. And these are very cool. This is from the Postal Commemorative Society, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it all in, but they're the first date of issue for whatever they were putting out. This is like Dwight Eisenhower's first date of issue, airmail. World War II is the bottom one, and this whole book is just full of these. Oh, I better get that water out of the way. That's all I need is to pour water on this. The first date of issue. Now, if anything was going to be valuable, it might be something like this, because these are from 1991, which is not that old yet. But Laurel and Hardy, Bergen and McCarthy. So aren't these cool? I love these so much. Absolutely useless. Okay. There's really, if I disassembled these in any way, it would absolutely ruin any value that they might have. But they're just an envelope with the gold stamp in it, and then a little blurb on the back about what it is about. Like, this is Liberty ships, such as the one depicted on the U.S. stamp. We're a principal merchant vessel. So it just tells you about why the Postal Service decided that this was something valuable enough to commemorate with its own postage stamp. But aren't they cool? And I forget that I have them. I mean, I would take a photocopy of them, but I have 2 books absolutely full of these from the late 80s, early 90s. There's the love stamp. I got that one in gold. So if there was going to be any value in anything, it would probably be these books. Because my sister is crazier than I am, apparently. I mean, I don't mind collecting junk out of the mail, but she actually had it delivered to her house. And then she also, in addition to the gold replicas, they did a separate program for the 500th anniversary of Columbus's explorations. And these are the paper version of the first date of issue. And these are from when? Well, I guess they could have been any time, because they just put this out in 92, I think. But the stamps could have been literally from any time, because they did this whole series of all the countries and the stamps. I actually have that stamp in real life. I just saw it. That's crazy. I have never thought about that, and I have a bunch of those too. I don't know where they're at. Yeah, I'm going to have to Google Lens it. I used Google Lens while I was messing with the postage a lot. But aren't these cool collections? And they're thanks to my sister. I would never do anything like this. But yeah, all the different countries and all the stamps. And why Jersey? No, Jersey is another location. Yeah, I love the first day covers for sure on certain ones. So yeah, Uganda, Turkish Republic. So I don't know if you guys even know that stuff like this even exists. But, and I should have brought them down. I think still to this day, you can go on the USPS website and you can order their quarterly magazine, the Philatelic, I think is what it's called. And they will deliver it to your house. You can buy postage that way as well. Just go on their website, set up an account. And I let mine expire, but I used to get it every quarter. Every quarter I got their magazine. And you can use it for cool ephemera. And then the other thing, while I went up to get those, my husband, Jim, loved duck stamps. Now, these are separate from postage stamps. Some of them, I think, have been used as postage stamps, but these are for hunters. And you have to get a duck stamp to put on your hunting license. So before Jim died, well, quite a while before Jim died, actually, because we were still living in Colorado, I contacted one of the artists and had them paint the duck stamp with the whatever authentication you got from the people who chose them, you know. That's the only way you purchase stamps. Okay, Kat. But yeah, just I didn't know if people realize that you can order directly from the United States Postal Service and they'll deliver it to you for free. So, but these are all the old duck stamps. And I bought this book along with that when I bought him the painting that had the little thing built in. Jamie has it now. I gave it to Jamie. I spent a ton of money on it. I do know that. But yeah, I'd forgotten that I had this duck stamp book too. And I would never cut this book, but I would photocopy it and use it. So I got to remember that I have it. Because this is a way cool book. This is a way cool book. And the artists that do duck stamps, they do exhibitions. So yeah, a duck stamp exhibition could come to your town. And it did come to Denver one time, and I went to it. And there were some unbelievably beautiful paintings on display. So, and you have a stamp collection too, Katie. I think it's a fun hobby, you know, and it doesn't really cost anything. So there's no excuse, you know, for not saving the postage that comes in, you know. So now I have two things I could do. I could do my Scabby Hunt postage page, or I could decorate the book or the box. I think I'll save the Scabby page. Let's look at doing the box. So after I got done updating my book, I collected up all the, well, all these are duplicates of the postage that I had. So I have to decide now, and this is dry enough. It came out pretty nice, you guys. I like this. Okay, Dee Dee's voting box. That link I put in for the stamps takes you where you can order stamps. Okay. Thanks, Tat. These are all more current stamps, and a lot of them, of course, are the self-adhesive, so it's hard to get the backing off. These are all older stamps that had gum on them that you had to lick to put on your envelopes, but only if you wanted to catch something from somewhere. So what do you guys think? All right, let's just try this out for size. Now that I'm done showing those books, I can bring you guys in a little closer. Should I do it, you know, like next to each other so they actually are displayed, or just put them on here randomly? But I'm thinking I might want to use these older stamps. Oh, they email it to you? Okay. Oh, and hi, Candy. I don't think okay. Terry's saying random. Just slap them on there. Okay. Do you think I should do the older stamps or put some new ones in? Now, the new ones are going to be brighter, but they're going to be a bigger pain in the butt because yeah, because they've still got parts of the envelope on them. Okay, everybody's saying random. Okay, so we'll do the random thing. Don't mind that. Random, older. Okay, older. Okay, so, all right, then I'll put all these colorful ones away. And I can always get another box. But yeah, I'll use the older stamps. Okay, we'll do that. You just made it very, very easy for me. Yeah, baby. All right, let's get another little cup out. And the matte medium. And hopefully that paintbrush is clean enough. We'll find out. Yeah, it looks like most of the stain is gone. All right, here we go. Ah, come on. Damn, this is as hard as getting stuff off this silicone mat over here. Don't you know? And I'm going to try and be a little bit more careful. Normally when I use matte medium, I just slap it, you know, puke a whole bunch out and then spread it around. I'm going to try and be a little bit more careful because I got hinges and stuff I got to worry about. So. All right, here we go. Now I've got that little ledge there I got to be careful with. I'm not sure. Should I try and fold it in? Let's see. It should be. No, that's not going to work. All right. I'm going to have to trim it off where that is, I think. I'm going to try and keep them going all the same direction, though. So there will be a little trim of brown around the edge, I think. Well, I need to keep them going different directions, don't I?
An idiot is attempting to reach you on your cellular device. An idiot is attempting to
Hang on
reach you on
just a second. I'm going to take this call. Okay. Wasn't an emergency, so we'll talk later. The thing about using the older ones is they use the same kind of colors of ink over and over, which I guess is okay. Don't want air bubbles if I can help it. And if a little bit of brown shows through, I'm cool with that too. I do want it smooth though. I don't want it bubbly and cuckoo. I know a lot of idiots. I know sometimes, CB, you're one of them. All right, where's the ones that are faced sideways? Because I don't want them all the same orientation every time. I like that stamp. There is still a little bit of stain left in the brush, so they're not coming out as white as, well, they were discolored just from age, but yeah, they're not coming out as white as they would have been if I had gotten a clean paintbrush, which I didn't, so oh well. Just gotta go with it, man. Just go with it. I'm gonna like this box though. I used to be a stamp collector, so I have a huge supply. Cigar box. Now I'm thinking I need to collage it. There you go, Candy. Get on it, girl, girl, girl. And then if you do that, one of the requirements is going to be that somehow, some way, whether it's in an email, whether it's on Instagram or whatever, that you share it with the rest of us so we can see it. Because it's no fun if you don't share it. And I don't mind covering the faces of people that I don't know. He was important enough to get his own postage stamp, so there's that, I guess. And none of us are ever gonna, so just get over it. Oop, getting a couple of wrinkles. Don't like that. And I don't like the matte medium on my hands, but I love cigar boxes. And I do have, well, I have a lot of wooden ones made out of actual wood. Oh, I like this one. Young Abraham Lincoln. Where am I going to put him? We'll put him here. And then I'll be real careful to probably not cover him, because I like that one a lot. And Candy, just so you know, the adhesive that I'm using is actually Golden Matte Medium. Kind of pricey, but it's worth, in my opinion, and I think Dee Dee would agree, it's worth paying the extra. So pay the extra and get some good matte medium. Because I'm bossy, and that's what I told you to do. Where to find a cigar box? You can buy garage or cigar boxes, wooden and the cardboard kind, online. My oldest brother, he's passed now, he's deceased, but he used to buy the wooden ones. Oh, I don't want that color right there. He used to buy the wooden ones and turn them into guitars. And they were very cool. And I don't know, I should ask his wife what she did with all the cigar boxes he had ordered before he passed, because I would want them. And he would want me to have them, I'm pretty sure. Okay, that one's going to edge right on up. Right there. Probably don't want it to be straight like that, but oh well, it is. I like this one too. George Washington. And these were a centennial project. I do know that. That's old Benjamin Franklin. Cigar shops are getting really hard to find, though, Dee Dee. We used to have one here on Monkey Island. I honestly think it was a front for money laundering, but that is beside the point. But yeah, even they've closed down. It's hard to find a cigar shop, and the one in town is closed as well. So if I was going to look for a cigar box without having to scour from the Atlantic to the Pacific, I think I'd just go online and look and pay what little bit of extra they're going to ask for it. Yeah, see, I used to be able to get, I bought most of my cigar boxes in Mexico. So, one time I was coming across the border with a cigar box, and he must have been a new border agent, because I declared it, said I had a cigar box, but no cigars. It was just an empty cigar box, right? And he pulled me aside, and I had to go in and sit so they could find out whether or not it was one of the embargoed items. Well, the cigars inside, it was, what do they call them? There's, they're right in front of me, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see that far. Anyway, they were a Cuban cigar, but they weren't part of the embargo. So I could bring the cigar box without any problem at all. And then the girl who came in to work with me on it, she was just shaking her head going, that idiot. You've been sitting here how long? She said, the boxes aren't embargoed. It's the damn cigars. Get out of here. Like, thank you. But yeah, it wasn't the boxes that were embargoed. It was that'll be the top of it. That's cool. I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. But now I'm going to have to let that dry before I can start trimming. So I'm wondering here, I think what I'll try and do, let's see. Yeah, that does touch. All right, I think what I'll try and do here is I'll go ahead and trim off the parts that are going to make it fold funny. Because I'll trim it with an X-Acto. You have quite a few cigar shops, Dee Dee, you do? Yeah, used to be cigar shops were fine about selling them to you or giving them to you. Believe it or not, my sister and I went to my mother's hometown, little town in Iowa called Decorah. And in the liquor store, they sold cigars. And my sister and I were in there together. Oh, I didn't trim that one close enough. Anyway, and I just asked the guy, I said, do you have any cigar boxes you'd be willing to give us? He said, oh, yeah. So we ended up getting matching cigar boxes, my sister and I, which was very cool. But in a little town like Decorah, Iowa, of all the places, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? I'm probably not going to be able to get this all done while I'm on stream because I'm going to have to do it in areas. Yeah, now in Texas, I think you could, but definitely now I haven't been to Mexico in several years. Maybe I'll start on this side. I think I will. Yeah, I haven't been to Mexico in several years, but used to be because they sell Cuban cigars down there, so they go through a lot of them. Americans go across the border to get the Cuban cigars because you can't get them in America. Well, you're not supposed to be able to get them in America. If you want them, you can get them. I promise you. Anything that's illegal is available. I promise. But yeah, you could get all kinds of cigar boxes down there. You want to see one of my favorite things? Well, and I'll be able to tell you the name brand of the. I'll do that, Dee Dee. Thank you. I don't know if this is the one I took apart or not, Dee Dee. But this was a cigar box that I got in Mexico. Cohiba, that's it. They're the Cuban cigars. And oh my God, don't tell me. Is this the one I took apart? No, it can't. Well, no, it can't be. So this one's just being stubborn. Come on. I must have got it on there kind of crazy. No, this is. Dee Dee, I did so good. This is the box because I chipped the glass that I had to take apart and put back together. Look at, absolutely perfect. But now it doesn't want to open. All right, I'll get the other one. And I might have to take it apart again, Dee Dee. Oh no, I don't want to do that, but I will. This one I know will open. I turned these little Cohiba cigar boxes and I left all the labeling and everything on them, just like this. This is one of my favorite things. I love this so much. And then built these little trays for watercolors. Aren't they fun? And they just sit on my shelf. I mean, they're good watercolors. These are the Da Vinci that I have. But they're little. Smack it later. Yeah, I will, Dee Dee. because you got to get this glass piece in just right or they don't want to open. But those are the cigar boxes that you get in Mexico with the the glass lids. They're awesome. I love them very, very much. All right. That's not really what we're doing here, but what kind of it is? We're talking about cigar boxes. But really, you could just walk into Hobby Lobby. That's where I got this little box, is Hobby Lobby. In their wood department, I'm sure they still have them, and they're really cheap. And I'm sure I had an idea for what I was going to do with this. But it didn't get done, so here we are. And I really don't want these straight, you know. I don't mind Abraham Lincoln being straight. You can pay attention to him, but the rest of this, nah, don't really care. And I'm trying to kind of use different colors because back then they only had like 4 or 5 colors that they even used. Religious freedom, I wish I had that. That one I might go put on the front of the box. And here's Mount Rushmore. That's a cool stamp. And I am trying to switch up all the different orientations. I do want Mount Rushmore to show, though. Mount Rushmore is an impressive monument, I have to say. I can't imagine that guy up there chiseling away at that whole damn mountain. Oh, that's a green one. Let's see if I can find another one. I thought I had... All right, I have to find a different orientation or they're all going to be the long way. And maybe there are more of the long orientation than there are the uprights. Let me see. They're about $10. Yeah. So you should be able to find something to use if you can't get a hold of a... Well, it looks like the orientation ones, they're all going to be lengthwise. Could be from now on. I'm just going to have to do that, whether I like it or not. Okay, I'm going to cut this one. Oops, do the cut right there so I don't have to trim it later. Duh. Oh, I like that art on that one. So this is a Golden Gate Bridge.
An idiot is attempting to reach you on your cellular device.
Can you come talk to us a little
An
bit?
idiot is
All
attempting
right,
to
hang
reach you
on
on
just
your
a second,
cellular
you guys. Okay, sorry, you guys. Robert, I don't know why he waits until I'm streaming to do this crap, but it's about ready to push me over the edge. He wants to go start his truck, and there's guys over working in the building where the truck is parked, and they know the situation. So they called the lady who owns the building, who then calls me, and then they both show up at the house to tell me that, do you know Robert's got keys and he's wanting to drive? It's like, yes, I know, but I'm streaming and I don't think starting the car is going to hurt anything. I hope he's not going anywhere. So, yeah. We'll see. Well, what'll happen, I hate to say it, but I know. The keys will end up missing. Yeah. I think it's the ghost of that guy's face she covered up. Yeah, I've covered up some different things here and there. Oh, well. What are you going to do? After having it and using it for a month or so, I won't even remember. Won't even remember. I think that corner is going to be okay. Keep your fingers crossed. Hi, Cindy. See, I really don't want it on there straight, but I want that corner covered. Yeah, I'll just fold it over, I think. That's why you can't care too much, you know, like when you're putting stuff down, just put it down. Be done with it. Let's get a blue one. So any of you who have sent me stamps here and there, thank you very, very much. They're being put to good use today. That one I think I'm going to just trim off. And I had a piece here. Oh, well. Yeah, this will work. Put her right down there. I am trying to keep them all oriented, you know, where the top is up. But that's probably more for my brain satisfaction than anything else. I wish they'd printed more red ones. So I had some color selection here. Some of these that I've used, I've had to duplicate. And that's fine. And I won't be doing anything to the bottom of the box. So no, I don't want that color there. There's probably just enough stain left in this brush to make it look a little vintagey. Red is a more expensive color. Is that why they did fewer of them? Cheapskates. Oops, oops, oops. I'm out of this orientation now. It bums me out. It's a pretty purple one here. Okay, let me cut this one. Oops. Dee Dee says to move the box up. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, Dee Dee. I get so busy choosing and picking, I forget. You have an audience here. I don't think I have too much air bubbles. My hands are going to be horrible to clean. Ugh. Be tomorrow cleaning them. Think, okay, there, right there. Oh, you know what? If I, oh, I can't do that. All right, I kind of have myself goofed up here because I don't really want it straight. All right, that's the way it's going to have to be. Like it or not. Oops. Sorry, I'm out of camera. I wanted to get that corner done so I don't have to cut if I can help it. We'll see. Like that right there, I'm going to have to cut. These scissors will never be the same either. Was there a problem with the sound? I had muted for a minute, but I thought I turned it back on. That one I don't want to use yet. Here's a turquoise one. I think that's a new color of ink. What a mess. I need to get that trimmed closer because it's not going to fold. All right. There we go. Yeah, these scissors, oh my gosh. They're going to need an overhaul when this is done. All right, and I was going to use this turquoise one here. I hope I got that trimmed close enough because I really was kind of wanting to fold it over. All right. Yeah, I did. Good enough. That'll work. Air bubble. I really don't like that straight, but I'm going to put it in there straight. It's on a side, so you're not even going to see it that much, so who cares? When I finish this side, we'll go back and look at the top because it's had a little bit of chance to dry and see if it's worth spending any more time on. I think I like it though, so yeah, I think it'll be okay. Oh, here's some red ones, yay. Ugh. I don't like them all going the same direction. Sorry, just hit you in the face. All right, I'm going to have to go around this corner and then we'll stop and take a look at what we've done so far and if we like it. If we like it, we'll do more. Hi, Jackie. And I know a lot of you have probably come in and I haven't acknowledged you, and I'm sorry, but sometimes it's really hard when you're streaming to pay attention to chat when something else is needing your attention, you know? So I don't mean to be rude. I just am rude. Oh, now I know why I don't collage. E. I totally know why I don't collage. This crap on my hands makes me want to cut my hand off. I'm not gonna, but I want to. Okay. Just got matte medium in that hinge. That ought to make it work really, really good, don't you think? All right. I'm going to take a break real quick. I'm going to mute you and go just clean my hands a little bit. I can't take this. Be back in just a minute. Okay, sorry you guys. I had to do something about my hands. I was going to go over the edge if I didn't do something. So, hi Terry. Okay, sorry for the interruption. There's the top. Oh, you guys, I think I like it. When it dried a little bit lighter than it was looking, And Terry, thanks for thinking I'm amazing. I think I'm amazing too. So counting you and me, there's two people. Oh, and Dorothy's saying so too. Oh my God, what do you guys want? Checks in the mail? What the hell? All right, let's go ahead and trim some of this. Actually, no, because I was going to trim along that little edge. Okay, let's just do that, because if I'm going to screw up, this is where I'm going to screw up. So let's just go ahead and jump right in and screw up together, because why not? There should be a little indent. And this, I just put a new blade in this, so it should be pretty good. And I can add some little bit of matte medium. And maybe, you know, if I was going to do this over again, I might have put one in each of the corners to start with. Might have made it a little easier, but I didn't want it to look too darn planned. So, all right, that one was easier. Yeah, and I can go over that edge with matte medium. And like up here where it's just a little bit ragged, I probably will go over that with like an emery board or something and smooth it right out. And if a little bit of wood shows here and there, I'm not going to worry about that. So I'll crease it first. That might make it a little easier. Cat's not looking. She's scared to death. I'm going to do something.
I'll have to get that key here a little bit and move that truck out of the barn.
Okay, I'm streaming. It can wait for a while. Okay, please. He's taking advantage, I think. Okay, there we go. Oops. Thank God for new X-Acto blades. It's not exactly perfect, but I think with some little bit of extra trimming and an emery board, I can get it perfect. And like right there, well, let me go ahead and just try and do it right now. Because it did go ahead and fold down, but I don't want it down there. Okay. And I don't know, maybe it would have been better if I'd have waited until it was, you know, let it dry overnight. So keep that kind of in mind. But I just wanted to see it. I'm like a kid. I don't want to wait. Why would I want to wait until it's completely dry? That would be really dumb. And because where I'm cutting, there may be a white edge left. I may end up, after I look at it, before I do a final seal on it, I might go over it with some vintage photo or something. See right there where it's just not perfect? That will annoy me. So, yeah. So I will work on that some more. You already gave me a finger. Awesome. Thank you. And thanks for asking, Kat. So it'll have just a little edge of wood trim. Okay, and then I'm going to try something real quick. Okay, that's probably going to work. And I have a new emery board. But I think an emery board just taking up that little bit of residual there, that'll work just fine. Woot woot. Yep, I think it's going to be fine. Work awesome, awesome, awesome. And I probably will go around that edge with some vintage photo. Terry, there probably is not any value to the stamps, and I have a representative example of each one in my book. Earlier in the show, I showed my whole stamp book, and I don't know if there's any residual value. It can't be that much. So I'm not going to worry about it. What's done is done. I probably just ruined my millions. God, I hope not. I had $1 million in stamps and I blew it. Ugh. But yeah, I think that's going to be fine. What's going to be kind of a pain in the butt is this little trim area right here. But I'm going to do that probably very last. Yeah, I wish that hadn't stuck there, but that's all right. We'll get it. If we have to sand it, we'll sand it. Because we have sanding tools. Now's when you should close your eyes, Kat. Yeah. Might be easier. See, if I wasn't on stream, I probably would have done this in sections and let it dry and then trim and dry and trim and, you know, but if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't hang out with you. I would. See, that's what you guys don't get is I would hang out with you guys no matter what. And believe it or not, I am not motivated in the least by money. I mean, I like having enough money that I don't have to worry about paying the bills. I mean, I think all of us are kind of that way. But money has never been a motivator for me. Well, I take that back. When I worked for Ross Martin and they wanted me to travel, right after Robert and I, Jim and I had moved from Colorado to Oklahoma, I really would have rather stayed here with Jim and worked on the house. But they wanted me to travel. And so every time they would ask me, will you go to New Jersey? Will you go to San Francisco? Will you go here? Will you go there? I'd always be like, yeah, but it's going to cost you. And then every time I would increase the amount and they would pay it. And so it was just like all of a sudden money became my motivator because they would pay me. But I hated every minute of it. And I did it for a full year. But I will say, thank God I did because we found out Jim had the brain tumor. and I had to pay for that surgery out of our pocket because we were part of an HMO, and they had been treating him for a wrong diagnosis for well over a year, and nothing was changing. Everything was getting worse. And I said, baloney, we're going to go get a diagnosis.
You need to open that other door.
All right, hang on just a second, you guys. All right. So anyway, yeah, I guess I was motivated by money, but I needed the money to pay the medical bills, and I ended up not to be a millionaire, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I ended up needing the money. Where else would I find people like you? At the in a pool room. Robert does miss his riding mower. He still has his truck right now. That's what we're doing, CB. It's across the street, in a garage over there. And I don't know why today it has become his #1 priority to go over and mess with that truck. And that's why the neighbor was calling saying, do you know Robert's, it's like everybody's keeping an eye out for him. And it was like, yeah, I know. He's in here interrupting me every other minute. But it's part of the deal, I can't get excited. I mean, I had asked him that when I'm streaming, like cool your jets, go downstairs, listen to music, do whatever you do. But yeah, today he's obsessed with getting that truck started. I don't think he's going anywhere, but if he does, he does. If he gets, my feeling is, and you hear about a lot of older Alzheimer's people that go and get lost and stuff like that. And that may happen. And if it does, I'll have to deal with it when it does happen. That's kind of how I look at it, is I can't anticipate everything. When I recognize something, I can make whatever changes I can to keep it manageable and safe. But, I guess at the end of the day, my journey's not going to be really any different than anybody else's, because it seems to be kind of universal. So I don't know why I think I'm going to not have to experience the lost patient, whatever, I just, the one thing I do try not to do is get upset with him, because he's only doing what he thinks is right and what he's always done, because he doesn't recognize the changes in him. And so it's stupid to say, like just a minute ago, I told him, I said, would you please put the keys back on the keyboard? He says, no, I want to keep them in my pocket. And I said, no, I want them on the keyboard so we know where they're at. He says, well, I won't forget. And I said, are you kidding? You can't remember 5 minutes ago, but then when I say something like that, fortunately, I'm no different than I am any other time. So he's used to me being like that. But like, he doesn't realize that he literally does not remember what he did 5 minutes ago. So, yeah. So every day it's just dealing with something new, And I think back to when my mom needed my help, I never thought in a million years that I'd have to be, taking care of my mother like she took care of me when I was young. But thank goodness that I could, and that I don't know, I had the stomach for some of it, because cleaning her wounds and taking care of her wounds were probably the hardest thing for me. Like if it was just dealing with some stupid thing where nothing got hurt at the end of the day, that would have been fine. But dressing wounds and cleaning wounds and doing stuff like that, I don't have a good stomach for stuff like that. It's just not something I'm good at. But when I look at her and think, that's my mother, of course you're going to do it. And so I did stuff that I never thought in a million years I could do. And then I ended up just proud of myself that, I mean, I probably could have hired a nurse and all that, but Mom was okay with me doing it. And somehow I figured out that I could do it. So what the hell? Bring it on. Let's do this. So yeah, I think it's just, everything is just one more thing in life that you get to figure out, So I'm just thankful that so far I haven't hurt him or I haven't hurt myself. And I'm still not in the loony bin. That's probably ultimately where I'm going to end up. So if you can't find me, get the address to the loony bin and come on over. She had 7 kids, Ruth. There were 6 others that could have pitched in, No, it worked out good. Mom was here. I was here. She needed help. I could do it. So thank God I can do it. And honestly, I quite frankly give a lot of credit to my belief in God that I can keep things in perspective. And I don't go around, oh, woe is me or anything like that. No, thank goodness that I have a good, solid belief that I know He won't ever give me anything that I can't handle. And so far, He has not let me down. So I'm going to keep on believing that whatever needs to be done, I can take it, because He's never given me more than I can handle. And I don't know, I want to believe too that when I talk about heaven points, on one hand, it was kind of a running joke with my mother, because one time she made me go ice skating with a girl in my neighborhood that I really didn't like, and I didn't want to go ice skating with her. It was the day The Wizard of Oz was on, and this girl, we were in 6th grade. Let's just say we were 11, 12-year-old girls. And we got down there and she wanted to hold my hand the whole time. I don't hold hands with girls. So when I got home, I was very pissed off at my mother. And I walked in the house and, oh, did you have fun? And I said, no, I hated every minute of it. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know why you make me do stuff like this. And she said, well, just consider you earned some heaven points. Mother always was manipulating into doing shit you didn't want to do by telling you were earning heaven points. So heaven points has always kind of been a joke, but in a way it didn't kill me to go ice skating with that girl. She just wanted a friend. And I thought I was too cool for school, and it didn't hurt me to go do that. And she may remember it to this day, much like I do, thinking, oh, I hated every minute of it. The truth was, I should have been nicer to that girl all along. My mother shouldn't have had to coerce me into being nice to a little girl my own age, right? But I was such a bitch. Mom had to do that. It didn't hurt me, and I hope I learned a good lesson, and I might have earned some heaven points, I like the top of the box. And I will put another coat of matte medium on. It's all stuck down really good. I'm not feeling any place that's going to catch things or anything like that. Now that right there is a little icky. I don't like that. So let's see if we can. Yep. Well, it's still slightly damp. You can sand stuff like that off. Yep. That's one of the sanded things that doesn't belong there. Oh, I stopped at a good place to make corrections, you know, because if that has stayed on much longer, there was going to be no getting it off. What the heck is that? Guess I need to clean up what I'm cutting off because it's sticking to the box in other places. But all right. So there's the front side. I've got the back. Oh, this side's done too. I need to go ahead and cut this crap off. So did you guys get tired of me lecturing you? That's true. Very, very true, Ruth. You do stay in the present. Oops, what the heck happened there? Yeah, I think just a little emery board here along the edges is going to clean it up really perfectly, that I won't have to worry about it. This is awesome. All right, you guys, I'm not going to start the back or do this side. I'll show you the finished product. I'll probably post it on Instagram and then I'll show it again. Nope, because I never listen. That doesn't surprise me, CB. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day for now. End a little early and go see that Robert's not driving those guys working on the barn crazy, because he's the one who came over. Do you know he has the keys? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think it's going to look really good. I'm going to love it. Love it, love it. So, yeah, Kathy Berg did say she's streaming tomorrow. So, well, I won't be there because I'm going to go up to Joplin tomorrow and see about getting these glasses taken care of. So, yeah. So I won't be around tomorrow, but I will be at Dee Dee's Wednesday. So I very appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Yeah, go make yourself a postage box. Oh, wait. Dorothy wants me to show her collage. Hang on, it'll just take a second. It's probably over on Instagram if I got the thing. So just wait. Let me show you Dorothy's. All right, okay. I got the message, Dorothy. Oh, wow, Dorothy, that's nice. This is a fabric collage that Dorothy did. Love those colors, Dorothy. There you go, fabric collage. Awesome. Very nice. It looks Christmassy, Dorothy. I don't know if you intend for it to look Christmassy, but it kind of looks Christmassy to me. But it's very pretty. Very pretty. So, yeah. Good on you, girl. All right. I'm calling it a day. All right. Go out in the world. Try and be kind. I know your time is valuable, so I appreciate you spending it with me. Do something productive and fun and happy. And I love you guys. See you later. Bye.